So guys, the machine language is very first language that introduced, that developed for the computers. Okay. But problem with the machine language is it is very hard to learn, it is very hard to memorize, because your machine language works only with the binary codes. So what I mean the binary codes, 0101. For example, let me open my notepad. So if you have to write any English alphabet in a binary code, so it have a specific code that will tell to the computer, okay, human, anybody wants to type or wants to enter character A. For example, if you have to press character A, maybe you have to go with this route, 10010111111. Maybe this is a code in a binary language, in a machine language, that you guys have to type to write only A alphabet. In the same way, if you have to type B, B have some different code, like some in this way. So because machine language only work with the binary code, and binary code only contains two digits, 1 and 0. Okay. So in the same way, if you have to type C, so we can say that 10001100, something like that. So therefore guys, like when the first initial computer comes into the market and scientists introduce this in a very first time, so they feel that to memorize all these codes is a very big challenge for the human being. We cannot work smoothly by using these codes. And you guys know that how much you expert you are, you guys cannot memorize all these code for all the English alphabets. And just imagine if to type A, you have to type this long line of code, and then it will print A for you on a screen. Then how difficult it is to work with the computer. So that was the first hurdle or blocker between the human being and the computer to work on the computer. Okay, that was the main challenge. So the machine language is, guys, is a native language, or you guys can say that mother language of the computer. Okay, so this is the main language that computer directly understand. Okay, but this was the main hurdle between the human being and computer to work is a smoothly. So then what happened with the gradually the time passed, and then scientists work on more and think on this to reduce this constraint. So then what happened? Then the assembly languages comes into the picture. So what was the advantage of the assembly languages? Still the assembly language was little far from the human being, but good thing was assembly language was written in the English phrases into the English alphabets, so that it is very much near to the human being as compared to the machine language. For example, in this slide, I had given you guys some syntax of the assembly language. So this was the assembly language syntaxes to work with the computer, to develop any software, to develop any program. So these assembly language was using here. Guys, let me give you guys one thing here. You don't need to you don't need to remember anything. I'm just giving you guys all this information just to make your background, just make your basic, and to tell why programming languages are important and what was their history, how much scientists have worked on this to make this computer uh, work for the every human being. So we all are using now, everybody compute knows the computer, either we knows the programming language or not, we all are using in our home. So that is the main reason that the scientists improve day by day all these constraints that were blocking to the humans to develop software or to use the computer as a without any programming knowledge or background. So guys, this is the assembly language. Okay, that is then introduced after the machine language. Okay, and if you see that we able to write it is inputting of a string, mov, oah, okay, display string to screen. So these are the different, but it is still little hard to understand, to learn, but much better to this code, this object code is here. So then assembly language comes into the picture. But now there is one another problem arises. What was that problem is, like, this language is near to the human being, but your computer doesn't understand this language. As I already told you that the only one language still now your computer is understanding, that is a machine language. Okay, So because this code is written in a human language, okay, so your computer, it solves some of the problem from human side, but the problem arises from the machine side, from computer side. Then scientists work more and they come up with one technology that is known as assembler. So what is the assembler is doing, guys? So whatever the code that is written in assembly language, when you want to run this on a program, this assembler will come into the picture. So what this assembler will do, assembler will pick the code of your assembly language and then convert the code into the into machine language and then send to the computer to perform specific tasks. So this is the role of the assembler. So in the diagram, I had shown you guys this example, like this is your assembly code and this is your assembler. So this assembly code will come to this assembler and this assembler will automatically convert this assembly language into this machine language, and and then our computer will perform the task by reading this machine language. So this is how the assembly language was introduced and how the assembly language was working. Any confusion, any question, guys, up to? Okay, so next, guys, so then gradually then more advanced and the works have to be done going on, then high level languages come into the picture. Okay, and for the high level language, there is a normally you see in the third generation, fourth generation, fifth generation. So the in these generation, lot of work have to be done to improve this language. So so we can remove more barrier from the human being. So guys, all the languages that today we had seen, Java, C Sharp, Python, so these are all our high level languages. So if you see that as compared to the assembly language or as compared to the machine language, it is easy to understand. I'm not comparing like about the knowledge and anything. I'm comparing between previous low level languages to the high level languages.